Hi everyone and welcome back to the Bods. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. You join me today for a review of the Bricklink Designer Round 2 set, the Mountain Windmill, set 910003. The set has 2,085 pieces. It costs £133. Obviously it's no longer available to buy because it's part of the Bricklink Designer programme. It was a limited run. So we're very lucky to have it, and let's have a quick look at it and see what you think. Now, there's no denying that this is a beautiful set, a really beautiful set. It looks stunning, but what was it like to build? I guess that's the thing we'll start with. So Ian built this one, and his thoughts were that there was just too much parts made out of parts, poop, as it's called in the Lego industry, for no apparent reason. And it made it quite tedious in places and not really worth the effect. So I think one area that you can sort of see here, you've got some bricks that are essentially lots of plates stacked up. And yes, it gives you some colour variation, but unless you look up close, you're not really seeing that. So Ian didn't think that part of the build was worth it. Also, the instructions are done weirdly, so that so many bits are done as sub-assemblies. So you're building it sort of off to the side and then adding it on, where you could really just be putting it sort of straight onto the build, which is a much more satisfying way to build, I think. The weirdest part of the instructions is that you build this part of the mountain and then you build across before you build this part down here. So you've got nothing to support it. It's just sort of stuck out, which is a really odd choice. You can tell that it's a Bricklink Designer Programme build and not a Lego one, purely by the sails. So this is the bit that Ian sort of highlighted. In a Lego set, you would have had maybe 3 designs of sails repeated, maybe even just 2, sort of done 3 times, whereas every sail on here is slightly different. I mean, they're all pretty much the same down the sides, but the sort of greebling as such, you've got leaves, different leaves, it's all slightly different, and he reckons that in an actual Lego set they would have minimised that, purely to save on paper, I guess, for the instructions, which obviously these don't have printed instructions, so it's not an issue. But he didn't think there was that much value in that variation. I think it looks quite nice, but I think it bothered him. The bit that would bother me the most is that you've got this beautiful set, but no minifigures, absolutely 0 minifigures in this set. And I find that very strange because it is minifigure scale, so it would have worked to put some minifigs in. But maybe it's an old windmill that no one lives in. I don't know. But it bothered me. So let's take a look at the set in a bit more detail so you can see what it's like. You've got the windmill at the top, which does rotate round as windmills should, so that you can direct it to the correct way of the wind. A little sort of house on there, and I quite like the roof to that part. There is a gap in the windmill here. I'm assuming that's so that people can walk in. So if you turn the whole set round, you can put it so that the sails at the back, so it gives sort of access way to that door, whereas otherwise it wouldn't. But then, looking at the back, there isn't really anything there to sort of get up there. So you've got a ladder at the bottom here that doesn't quite reach the floor, so you have to sort of jump for that bit. A ladder up to this next level here, or one up to this level here. But there's steps down to this one, but there's nothing up. And then nothing again up to this level. So I don't really know how you get to those places. But then again, this is Lego, so you've got to assume that maybe it's in the cutaway part. It's obviously not a full windmill. But then if it was a full windmill, I feel like, would that still pass round the other part? Maybe. I've just destroyed it. There is a small handle, so you can turn the windmill, but I just tend to flip it round. So it is a nice effect. Let me show you the windmill being turned round. Oh. Just got to watch your hand so you don't hurt yourself. So the contents of inside the windmill, you've got a little eating area down here, a little drawing area up here, I think. It's like a little easel. There's another easel on this level as well. And then up here you've just got some wine and cheese and a mouse eating it. Little bed at the top, little seating area with a telescope there. So it all seems to be very much recreation inside, and then a book case at the bottom, so it's all about just relaxing in the windmill. It's clearly not a working windmill anymore because there's no like downward part that grinds anything. It's not a mill, it's just got the wind part. You also have at the bottom, there's a little handle on here that you pull out, and then there's stuff at the bottom. I'm unclear what this stuff is. There's like a little key and some stuff in a box, but I don't know what it's meant to be. Maybe you've got some ideas in the comments below. There's quite a lot of foliage and greenery on here and plants. I quite like this technique here for the little tree. And you've got lots of sort of gathers of different coloured plants. I like that. It adds some good colour to the set, and then a little mushroom as well. Everyone loves a mushroom. But I can see what Ian's getting at is that they could have done this without quite so many changes of colours, so many details, and it would still look pretty good. So our intention for this set is to put it up, I think, near our mountain, because obviously it's a mountain windmill, over sort of by the park area near our castle project. I don't know entirely how it's going to fit in, but I think that's definitely where it's destined for, and I think it's going to look good because like I say, it's a beautiful set. So let me know in the comments below what aspects of this you like best, whether you're disappointed as well that it comes with no minifigures. Also, if you want to see any of our other Bricklink designer builds that we've done, we've got a playlist that I'll link up at the end. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an update. See you later!